Hi, everyone.
Hey!
Welcome back to episode 3 of the Main Street Mouse Ears
Podcast.
podcast. As I'm sure you could tell, it has been a while since we have uploaded a new podcast.
Yeah, just a couple weeks. But we wanted to be thoughtful about, obviously, if you've seen in the news, there were 2 very devastating hurricanes that went through the eastern United States, Hurricane Milton and Helene. And with how awful they were and how much they devastated so many families and so many people, we just wanted to be intentional about praying for everybody and trying to offer our support and help where we could before we posted another podcast, just making sure that everyone was okay and safe before we came back. So here we are. We're back.
We're back, and
we are still praying for the people affected by both hurricanes, and would love to continue supporting them and being here to.
Absolutely. We're just trying to be a little sensitive, all things considered, but we are back, and we are going to continue the podcast and try and bring joy any way we can.
That is the way of the mouse, after all.
That is the way of the mouse, after all.
I have a weighted Mickey right here. Just going to bring us joy throughout this podcast. Because you know what we're talking about today? We are talking about the
Multipass Lightning Lane.
Or the Premier Pass, the Lightning Lane Premier Pass. And basically all things Lightning Lane Multipass stuff and all things surrounding that.
Rest in peace, Genie Plus.
Oh, I'm so sad that
you will be
Plus
missed.
is gone. It's devastating. But first, I would like to say that while you're listening to this podcast right now, in this moment,
right upon upload, if you are listening or watching this podcast,
hi,
right when we upload it,
we will be
at
Disney
World.
Woo! So excited. So excited. We're, of course, I think we've talked about it, going with Jacob's family, and we're going to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So a week from today, where will we be?
A week from today.
We'll be asleep. But where will we be when we upload this podcast? We'll be at...
Let's see. Today is Wednesday.
No, but we're uploading on Monday. So if we're uploading on Monday, then we'll be at Epcot.
Yep. There we go. We'll be living
So
it up
excited.
at Epcot. So obviously, with us taking a trip, there will be many, many, many vlogs to come.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
We'll be doing reviews. We'll be doing park vlogs. We'll be doing shorts. We'll be doing all the fun stuff.
All the things. I'm so excited.
And spending a...
exorbitant amount of money.
That's a lot of money. It's a big word and a lot of money.
Literally. We sat down as a family to try to decide what we were going to purchase with the new Multipass Lightning Lane, because this is a new system for us. Because when Jacob and I went, it was Genie Plus and it was magical.
Rest in peace.
But now we've got the Multipass Lightning Lane, so we're trying to figure that out and kind of get around that learning curve. And it's a lot more expensive than
expensive. So
Genie Plus,
we just wanted to come to y'all today and talk about it a little bit, express our thoughts and concerns, and
discuss it.
Drive the struggle bus together.
Oh yeah, the financial burden struggle bus.
Yep. So, Multipass Lightning Lane, what is it, and how does it differ from Genie Plus? So, Multipass Lightning Lane.
Say that 5 times fast.
Multipass Lightning Lane. I can't.
I know.
That's why you asked me.
Yep.
Multipass Lightning Lane is Disney World's Fast Pass. It used to be a lot simpler. Now, through the app.
Shout out to Mom, who misses the original Fast Pass.
I know, my mom misses the original Fast Pass so much, and she thinks about it quite often.
She does. Every time we talk about it, she's always like, I miss it.
She reminisces about the good old days.
Oh.
So Multipass Lightning Lane. So if you have the Disney app, You can purchase the Multipass Lightning Lane for, I'm just going to shrink it down, Multipass, because we'll break it down in all the different, it gets a little confusing, but once you get it down, you'll get it down.
Yeah.
So Multipass, I guess now, with Genie Plus, every morning you used to be able to wake up at, I guess it was at 12 a.m., right? Where you could buy it?
That's when you buy the Genie Plus.
Yep, you could buy Genie Plus for your day starting at 12 a.m. and then at 6 a.m.
That's when you can get into the virtual queue or buy your individual Lightning Lanes.
Yes, because I'm gonna break it down real quick. So there are 3 different types of reservations that you can make for rides. There is the Multipass single,
Is this the current one that we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's the
Multipass.
The Multipass Lightning Lane. There is the
Single Pass.
Single, and then there's the virtual queue.
Yeah.
So the differences between them. Your regular Multipass Lightning Lane is like your normal Fast Pass. So you purchase your Multipass for the day. So say you're going to Magic Kingdom, you go ahead and spend the upwards of $30.
Woo! Or $35, I feel.
$35. While I'm talking, do you want to pull up the prices real quick?
I will.
You go and you pull up your app, buy your Multipass Lightning Lane for the day, and what that is basically is you get 3 reservations that you can reserve up to
7 days in advance.
7 days in advance. So you could pick 3 rides. There's one. You could pick 1 Group A and 2 Group B. All that means really is the bigger attractions are all in Group A, the smaller ones in Group B. So say, I'm going to Hollywood Studios and I want to pick, Tower of Terror as my Group A, and then I'll pick Alien, Swirling Saucers, and Toy Story Mania as my Group Bs. So that'll give you times throughout the day reserved for you to go in, scan in for your ride. And then once you scan in for your ride, you can then reserve for
another ride. So you can hold 3 at a time when you're in the parks.
Yes, which differs from Genie Plus, where you can only reserve 1 at a time.
So in that regard, that's nice.
Yes.
Just to circle back, tomorrow for the Lightning Lane Multipass, it is $27 at Magic Kingdom. So not bad, but it's a weekday. So if you look at let's try Saturday, that would be $35 at Magic Kingdom.
Oh my gosh.
But there are no Lightning Lanes left at all.
Okay, well, I mean, $35, you get to reserve a spot and get into the rides faster. That's not too bad. Just $35. Well, that brings me to the next topic. The Lightning Lane Single Pass. So there are, for the larger, more popular attractions being Guardians of the Galaxy, Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Rise of the Resistance, Flight of Passage. I think it's just those 5.
I think it's just the 5.
You can purchase what is called a Single Pass Lightning Lane. And what that is it's basically so if Multipass Lightning Lane was your Fast Pass, Single Pass Lightning Lane will be like your Ultra Fast Pass. And that is an extra charge on top of
your Multipass
charge. And that could go anywhere up to...
Tron tomorrow is $21. Rise of the Resistance is $25. Now, this is per ride per person, but I think you can only buy 1 per day.
Only 1 per day.
But it's per person. So if you're going as a family of 5, that adds up really quickly.
Very fast.
Especially if you're doing that multiple times a day, you're paying for both the Multipass and the Single Pass.
So let's do a little math. If we're going to Magic Kingdom and we want to buy the Multipass Lightning Lane for the day, for 1 person, let's just say Multipass Lightning Lane for 1 day, it's $35. And then if I want to get a Single Pass for both Tron and Seven Dwarves,
okay,
we're looking at a almost $70 charge to get Fast Passes for everything. Now,
that's for 1 person.
It's for 1 person.
$70.
Yes.
One person, 1 day. What?
I don't remember how much we spent with Genie Plus.
I don't want to talk about it.
Because I feel like it was significantly less.
It was significantly less.
But, you know, it's worth it in the fact that you can like get on the rides quicker, but it's just so much money. So like what my family's doing and what we're doing for our trip next week. Now, if you're listening to this on right at the premiere,
woo,
we picked and choose.
Yeah, so it really didn't make sense for us to buy any of it for Animal Kingdom because if you're rope dropping, you can hit the bigger rides that usually have a larger wait time and then head over to like Everest and all these different smaller rides that don't usually have as long as a wait. So if you play it right and you strategize, you really don't need to buy it for Animal Kingdom at all. I think the same kind of goes for Epcot. Just depending on what you do and just kind of plan out the wait times.
Well, of course, you got Guardians. Doesn't have a normal queue.
No, you can. So, if you get into the virtual queue, then you wouldn't have to worry about buying a Lightning Lane.
Which I'll get to in just a moment. Don't forget. I know we're a little jumbled right now, but I will get to that virtual queue.
Well, but that feels right because I feel like this whole new system is a little jumbled.
Yes. We will try to summarize it at the end. We're just walking through right now.
Slowly trudging through the mud.
But there's definitely a little bit of strategy to it, which can be a little daunting for like first-time Disney goers or
even second-time Disney goers like myself.
Or more casual Disney goers.
Yes.
Because it definitely seems like it is a lot. Because I mean, if you look at wait times like the past few days during party season and during fall break and whatnot, I mean, you're looking at 150-minute waits for some rides.
It's insane. Tron was 180 the other day.
And so if you like with days like that, if you want to get around to everything, you have to kind of fork over a little bit of money to do that, you know?
Which is sad.
But it's sad and it stinks. So, and that's why it's kind of important to I mean, I guess that's what travel planners and stuff are for. Because if it's your first time going, I mean,
shout out Lauren, we love you.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of out of luck, you know. But hopefully, videos like this can help because I'm sure we can go deeper into it in future podcasts and videos. It's actually a great idea.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea.
But it could definitely be a little daunting. But that brings me to what you touched on just a moment ago.
Virtual queue.
Third type of ride reservation, virtual queues.
I feel like this one's easier and like nicer. And
Yes.
Call me crazy, but I like the virtual queue.
Yeah.
And what it is basically at 7 a.m, like right at 7 a.m. on the dot, you're on your phone and you're refreshing and you can get into a virtual queue for either not Tron, Tiana's
Bayou Adventure or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind,
which is at Epcot, and Tiana's is at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Now that is just going to get you into a boarding group if you make it on time, where they will call you on the app when your boarding group is ready, and then you walk over to the ride, and then you're able to get on, which you never know with those waits. Sometimes with virtual queue, you can be waiting, upwards of an hour, or sometimes maybe only 30 minutes. It really just depends.
It basically replaces the normal line. It just kind of, it tries to organize it a little bit more. So there are 2 virtual queues that open up throughout the day. First one opens at 7 a.m.
Which that one you have to wake up really early for, which you're already up anyway.
Yeah.
If you're doing a real Disney trip, and you've got to be on your phone at like 6:59.
Yeah, I mean, you're there 6:59. You're refreshing the page over and over again, trying to hit that join the queue button. So first virtual queue opens at 7, and then the second one opens at 1 p.m. Now you have to be in the park for the 1 p.m.
Correct.
So if you missed your first, don't worry. You have the second 1 p.m. time slot to try and join.
And if you don't make that one, there's always next trip.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Or buy the Lightning Lane.
Except you can't buy a Lightning Lane for Tiana's, but it is a part of the Multipass Lightning Lane.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of nice, honestly.
Yeah. So just to kind of summarize, you have your Multipass Lightning Lane, which is your standard fast pass for throughout the day. You have 3 different reservations that you can have. One are the larger attractions, the Group A, and then 2 of the smaller attractions, the Group B. So it's 1 Group A, 2 Group B. Once you scan into your ride, you can then go into your app and reserve for another ride. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of scan in, reserve, scan in, reserve. So you kind of keep that going throughout the day. Just keep an eye on reservation times, because for more popular rides, they can be, earlier time slots can be taken, but people can also cancel. Mm-hmm. So you just got to keep an eye on the app for when wait times and stuff open up. Mm-hmm. Second, you have the single pass Lightning Lane, which is basically you purchase.
And then you get to pick a time.
Yep, you pick a time, you show up at that time, and it's like you get right on the ride.
Sometimes,
but
it is basically like your multi-pass line. Like you're all in the same line together.
Yep. Well, it is different.
I guess, yeah, because you don't get multi-pass with the Lightning Lane. Yeah, so scratch that.
The multi-pass... Lightning Lane single pass, it is a get on the ride quicker than the regular multi-pass. And that is an extra charge, and that is only for some of the bigger rides, that being in Magic Kingdom.
5.
In Magic Kingdom, you have Seven Dwarves and Tron.
Tron. Yeah, my
Seven
bad.
Dwarves and Tron. Epcot, you have Guardians of the Galaxy. Animal Kingdom, you have Flight of Passage. And then Hollywood Studios, you have Rise of the Resistance.
Yep.
And then thirdly,
you
have the virtual queue, which is for
Tiana's
Bayou Adventure and Guardians of the Galaxy. And that is at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. You refresh your app, you join a queue, and whenever it'll give you,
your lottery number will be called.
Say there's 110 boarding groups. Mm-hmm. Whenever yours comes up, go over to the ride. You have,
I think, an
hour to scan in.
Mm-hmm.
You scan in and you get in line, and that's basically just a normal line, just a little bit more organized. And you don't have to pay any money for that. You just have to be quick. So those are the basics of the Multipass Lightning Lane. If it was confusing,
yes,
it
is.
And Genie Plus was so much easier, I feel.
It was so much easier to understand.
Genie Plus, you would reserve one ride at a time. And it's just it was cheaper.
It kind of made the morning. I feel like it makes the mornings more stressful but magical for me. Like, I know that very first morning that we did it, it was like
I was a wreck.
It was stress central. But then, like, the second morning and the next morning after that, it just became fun, part of the routine, and I don't know, it just made it really magical.
And I mean, now with the single pass Lightning Lane, or the multi-pass Lightning Lane, excuse me, my goodness gracious, you can reserve your first 3 rides
a week in advance.
So
which is kind of nice.
It's nice for people who are proactive, but if you're going to the park, like if you're there day of and you try and get it,
there won't be any left.
There won't be any there won't be any time slots left.
Exactly.
And
it makes travel planners' jobs even harder. And
yeah.
It's just wild.
So it definitely kind of rewards people who plan in advance and not so much the people that are a bit more casual and like leisurely about their trip planning and stuff. So I'm interested to see how this new system pans out and what people think about it.
Yeah.
Now,
if you want to spend even more money, you're like, I haven't spent enough money on my trip.
Not only that, if you're already spending a ton of money at a premium resort and you want to spend even more money, what can you do?
You can get the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which is basically something you buy and you can get on all the rides in that park that you buy it for, which sounds really cool. You get on each ride once in your day, right? But the catch is you're spending anywhere from $130 something or $140 to $450 some odd dollars.
And that is with the new Premier Pass.
Like, what in the world? Now, if you're like us and you are the value resort queens and kings of the valley, then you don't even have to worry about this at all. But if you stay in the deluxe resorts, I don't think is it moderate or is it just deluxe resorts?
I think it's just the deluxe resorts.
You're already spending a ridiculous amount of money, so why not spend even more? Spend $400 and some odd dollars for one day to ride each ride once. Like, you can spend less money to get the multi-lane or the Multipass Lightning Lane and regular single pass Lightning Lanes.
Yeah, and that's for a day, right? Like, you buy that for one park day. Mm-hmm. So you're spending upwards of $400 for one park day to get on everything once.
Yep. Like I said.
What is going on? So, if you can't tell how we feel about this new system, it's a
dumb.
It's a little wackadoodle-doo.
Dumb. I'm sorry. If you have that much money to spend, power to you. I wish I were you.
I mean,
I wish I were
if you want to spend that money, please, by all means, spend that money and let us know what you think.
But Disney is just trying to suck every last penny out of you, and I let it happen. By golly,
it's working.
I know. It's like I let it happen. I can't say I don't let it happen. We're going how many times in the next 6 months?
Well, lots of videos will be coming out. I'll tell you that much.
Which is so exciting. But it's wild.
Yeah.
The point is, Lightning Lane Premier Pass is too expensive. Actually, all of Disney is too expensive, but I don't care. It's magical and I love it, and I'll never stop going.
Yeah, it's a
cash cow?
It's like a Stockholm syndrome kind of,
It is. It absolutely is.
But I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to pay them to ride one ride once.
Yeah, I mean,
there are some rides that are more worth it than others. Like, I'm not going to wait 140 minutes to ride a 60-second Tron.
No.
Tron at Magic Kingdom is only like 60 seconds long. I'm not going to wait 140 minutes for it, but do I also want to pay $21 for it?
I'm still bitter that they got rid of the virtual queue for Tron.
Listen, I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but it's devastating.
Yeah, we did talk about it last podcast, I'm pretty sure.
We'll talk about it again. It's devastating, and they never should have gotten rid of it.
Yep. I completely agree, honey.
Devastating.
But I mean, that's the basic ins and outs of Multipass Lightning Lane. I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk about it.
Especially now since we're like learning about it and we haven't fully experienced it yet. So I feel like once we've experienced it and kind of worked with it more, we'll kind of learn more.
And it seems like they're always adding more and more stuff onto it.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
I think so. I feel like that was a good one.
I feel like we hit on a lot. If y'all would like to see, a video where we go into the app and go a little bit more in depth with it and show you everything,
we'll do that.
Please let us know. Comment down on YouTube and let us know what you think and what you'd like to see.
Yeah. Go follow us on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, or those are the places.
On Spotify, Apple Music, download our podcast.
Apple Podcasts,
my bad.
And Podbean and all the places that
all the obscure podcasts that one or two people may.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcast apps in the world. Yeah, I didn't realize
I didn't realize that. It blew my mind.
Not until now.
Point
is, we will be talking on it further and making videos for you. Now, if you would like to see all of our fun adventures over in Disney next week, I guess now that, since we posted the the podcast on Monday because we're talking on Monday right now.
Yeah.
If you want to see what's going on with us at Disney right now, head over to Instagram or TikTok or our YouTube, and I might post a couple things just while we're there. And I'm super excited.
I am incredibly excited, and I cannot wait to do all these things with you.
I know.
That is the best part.
I'm so excited. I'm
so excited.
So excited. We already have our bags packed, and I just want to go tomorrow.
Yep. Well, hey, day after tomorrow. At this point.
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Listen.
Regardless of that, thank you all so much for coming and joining us again with this very hectic, crazy podcast. Of course, we're hoping to get back on a better schedule.
Yep, but we will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, I guess, 2 weeks is when our next podcast will come out.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for our vlogs and our shorts and everything. Please follow us on all the social medias. And we hope that we can bring a little bit of Disney magic to y'all's days.
Even though we talk about how expensive it is, it's still magical.
It's still magical. All right, everyone. Disney. Thank y'all for coming. And we hope y'all have a magical day.
Or magical week. Or magical month. Maybe magical year. I could go on and on.
Whoa. Don't go that far.
Okay. No. Just a magical month.
Okay, we'll take it 1 month at a time.
Yeah, have a magical month, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.